Well, hello everyone. Once again, this is welcome to Real Talk with Eugene, and today I have my beautiful friend Mendhi Audlin here in the beautiful cold part of the country in Denver. How are you, Mendhi?
I'm good. Thank you, Eugene. It's so great to be here.
It's good to have you on here. Like I usually say, thank you for doing this with me, not doing it for me, but doing this with me.
Yes.
Basically, Mendhi, we're just here to have a conversation, to have some real talk about whatever is on your heart, whatever is on your mind. What's up for you these days?
Oh, wow.
I know.
Like an open canvas.
Yeah.
What is up for me these days? That's a great question. I've been, it's been a year with a lot of change for me. So I see a lot of people going through lots of change. And I've also found this, this time of the year, I've gotten a lot of clarity around, what's mine to do and how to serve. And so that's been really exciting. So now it's just, like build it and they will come. So that's what's up for me.
That's an interesting thing because that's been a theme with, I think you're the fifth or sixth guest here on Real Talk. And one of the occurring things, but not just here on Real Talk, and the other people that I talk to out there in the world, the theme is becoming clear on what's mine to do.
Yeah. There's so much change all around us. There's so many things changing in the world, and there's changes that happen in our lives. And, I'm a mom, so my daughter is going into, she's gonna be 13 next year. So, I mean, there's all that, like everything just feels like it's changing. And so it's been this sort of lovely dance of, okay, what's ready to be released and what's ready to be, expanded, what's ready to blossom. And that's what I'm finding right now is I'm loving connecting with people like you who, are also just like, there's something calling and there's something that we're here to do. And it begins in conversation and it begins with that connection that we have. And what can we create together as we move into the world that's changing all around us?
Thank you for saying that, Mendhi. What I just got clear on, or just beginning to allow myself to realize, is that those types of conversations are going on more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
And have been for a while. Wow.
Yeah. And I think it's just going to keep accelerating. I think we're going to have challenges in the world that we've never had before. And it's going to cause us to have to rethink how we do everything. And so, in the past, I think you could go to the library and get a book that was written 5 years ago, and it could teach you how to move through whatever it is that you're in front of. But now, I really think it's calling us to connect with our wisdom and to connect with each other and to really support each other in moving through, like what's on your plate now and what's on your heart, and how do we honor what is, love what is, and then also from that create the vision for what we want and move into it.
Beautiful. So what is yours to do, or is that ever evolving?
Well, it has been evolving. In fact, so 10 years ago, I wrote this book called What If It All Goes Right? And it was when my daughter was little. She was about 2 years old at the time. And it had its chapter in my life, and I've gone on and done this, but it's come back, and it's interesting because even though I was off doing other things, it never really left me. I get emails from people, I get Facebook messengers, people saying, "I just want you to know I just found your book," and blah 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 blah. So it occurred to me this year as I dusted off this whole, it's a mastermind process essentially, and I dusted it off with my mastermind group. I have a group of friends that we meet every year in Asheville, North Carolina. We're all speakers and trainers, and we get together and everybody brings something to the table. So I'm like, I'll bring my little mastermind process. And it was so powerful. And I'm like, okay, I get it. It's time to bring this thing back, and it's time to reach out and connect with people who, we're creating positive change. We feel a calling, we feel a purpose, and we need each other. I mean, it's so much more fun, but it's more powerful when we can connect with each other and support each other through, it's like, I know what to do to this point, and then I got to figure out how to get to the next point. How do I get to the place that I haven't been before? So I've been dusting that off and reshaping it and putting together, what is that going to look like for 2020? And then at the same time, so as I'm doing this, here's the other thing that's on my heart is, so we're here in Colorado. Did you know in Colorado, teen suicide is the #1 cause of death for kids from 12 to 24. Really? Suicide is the #1 cause of death. And we just had in our community, we were just affected by it. And it's caused me to think, what if I could work with young people and give them these same tools that I'm sharing with my entrepreneurial friends. Right. So I've really been sitting with that. So this is like the past week or so. I've been sitting with, what if I create a foundation where we can get this into schools and create little what if up clubs for kids where they can practice with each other, shifting their mindset and creating a vision and stepping into possibilities. One as a skill set on their own to be able to navigate hurdles and challenges, but two, to be able to come together with others and know that they're not alone in this. That they've got each other's backs and that we've got their backs.
Because with the changes that are going on around the world, it involves and touches everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard you say, did you say what if up club? What if up?
Yeah, what if up? Okay, so let me back up on what is this what if up club?
Yeah, what is this what if up?
Okay, so here's the basic idea, and I've been teaching this for 20 years, so I just roll it out like everybody knows what that is, right? So the basic idea is that, it's like, how do we create, here's our reality, here it is, how do we create that thing that we want? So how do we, first it begins with a vision and a desire, I want this thing, and then it's like, what is the creative process? So we have the thoughts that we think, and then the way that makes us feel, and then the action that inspires, and then the reality that creates, and round we go in this creative cycle. So what if upping is there's two ways to approach a new idea. We can say, what if it all goes right? What if it works? What if this is the time? What if these are the people? What if I have every resource that I need? That's called what if upping. It's using our imagination to create possibility. Or we choose the other way, which is what if downing? And what if it's too hard? Or what if things are changing too fast? Or what if it's not going to get better? And what if someone else could do it better than me? And all that, how we let our imagination take us down those spirals.
Yeah.
So the truth is, whether we go up or we go down, it's the same imagination.
Right.
It's the same. It's a divine gift to me. It's a spiritual gift that we have, and we can use it to create possibility, or we can use it to create anxiety and fear. So the What If Up Club is simply a way to gather with people who have made a commitment to what if upping. To seeing, okay, this looks dark and this looks challenging and this seems like a problem. What if we could see it different? And what if that inspired us to act differently? And what if that created a different reality? So that's the idea.
Yeah. What if it doesn't work? Yeah, but what if it does?
What if it does?
Right.
I can imagine that it won't, and I can imagine that it will, but where do I want energy to be?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Something I came, there was a thought that came to me yesterday, right? That the imagination is the vision of the divine within, and intuition is the voice of the divine within.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And it works whichever way we get to choose. That's what I love about it, is that it's on us.
Yeah.
What a powerful position.
When we allow our imagination to take us down those dark holes, we always have the choice of that, but that never leads us to the truth of who we are.
True.
Because the truth of who we are is unlimited. It's endless possibilities.
Right.
So when we what if up, we're actually aligning our feelings and our thoughts and our very being with who we are, our highest potential, our highest possibility. We were talking before we recording about your idea to do this.
Right.
And like you wake up and you have this idea. What if I just do it? And what if I don't have to know exactly where it's going to lead? But what if we just start and see what happens?
You're right. Right. Yeah.
It's an idea.
It is. It is.
And
it's an idea. And what it was interesting, and I didn't look at it like this, but this is what it is, right? With this real talk thing, is like, what if I provide a platform for folks to come in and let's talk?
Yeah.
Just to have a conversation.
Yeah.
That will touch lives.
Yeah.
that's guaranteed to touch lives in some way,
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah. What if this conversation sparks something in someone and
See?
they reach out to you? And what if you start getting these emails and these, comments and people reaching out saying, Eugene, I saw that Real Talk and it changed my life. It gave me that one idea
Right.
that put me on a different course that changed everything.
And going back to what you said, right? Aren't we here basically to connect with one another, to serve one another, to, as I like to say, to work together to reveal heaven on earth, and heaven is ever expanding good, ever expanding good.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. And, I know that you have your spiritual life is rich and central to everything that you do. And I believe all of this, it's a very spiritual process. And we can sometimes get in that mode of survival and I got to pay the bills. And, well, come on, I have got this part of me that's spiritual and unlimited, but this other part has to pay the bills. And so we get into that mindset of, well, I can't really do what I really want to do because there's this part of me that is living in this, in this world, and that it's different than my spiritual life.
Right.
So I think being able to know that this conversation around connection, that it's not, my spiritual journey is not in a bubble. Like my spiritual journey is in part my relationship with you and my relationship with the people that you're serving and the people that we're reaching right now. So my spiritual journey is not, mountaintop meditation, although that's part of it.
Right.
But it's like the spiritual journey is really about that connection and our ability to serve each other and be generous with each other and be kind to each other. That, what if that's the spiritual practice is big enough to be able to embrace everybody? And,
because it is.
Because it
is. Yeah. I remember hearing a client say to me years ago, and I heard this in class, or a client, whatever it was, that I want to be more spiritual, and I kind of laughed, going, "You can't be any more spiritual than you are now."
It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And we get to, and which is not the same. I want to point this out. And a lot of us know this. A lot of people who will be seeing this, and you and I both know this, that spirituality is not the same as religion.
Right.
Right. So, or being religious. And all of that, however people take that, that's great.
Yeah.
But being the spiritual being, because everything comes from that invisible side, call it spirit, call it divine intelligence, call it whatever. I like to say, is just call it forth. Who am I to be? What's mine to do to connect with Mendhi, to connect with other people, so that we can grow and have, life and live life in such a way that there's a lot more peace, that the suicide rate in teens in Colorado, that drops down, and around the world. How can we come together to do stuff like that?
Yeah. I love the idea that you can't be more spiritual, but you can be more aware of that connection. We can't be more spiritual than we are, because that's just who we are. But I think we can be more aware. We can be more aware of our own thoughts and our feelings and what we're projecting out. And we can be more aware of that divine spark that's in the people that we're interacting with.
Right.
Because we have so much polarity right now. We've got so much in the extreme that I think sometimes it's like there's this built side of the fence, then there's this, and none of it's positive, and none of it's flattering, and none of it's good. But what if we see the divine spark in that person that is polar opposite of us?
Right.
And that could, connect us so that we can have peace and we can have diversity, and we can celebrate the differences and learn from each other, lift each other up. So.
Yeah, that diversity, and I want to add the word "and" inclusion. I was told, I was reminded that diversity just is.
Yeah.
So we don't have to work on diversity, because it just is, right? But it's the inclusion.
Yeah.
To include that diversity, to include everybody's as much as possible, right? Because that's the challenge. but to be willing to include at least a moment of conversation.
Yeah.
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 I think that's a great way to look at it, because, you know, I think it's never been easier to find ourselves huddled up with people who think like us.
Right.
It's never been easier to find your tribe, to find, it's like, okay, so we have a lot of similarities in our, you know, in our belief system and in terms of spirituality and all that. We have a lot of similarities. And so that's why it's so fun to be with you and to have these conversations together, because when you say things, I'm like, oh yeah, I love that. You know, but what about the people who don't think the same way? It's like, can we have just as much fun in a conversation with them, understanding a totally different perspective, you know, and finding something good, finding like, okay, there's a value there that it may not be my highest value, but there's something there that is guiding them. There's something good in them that is guiding them to make the choices that they're making, to think the things they think, to do the things they do. There is a positive motivator. And if I can connect with them at that level, even if it's not my highest value, to recognize, okay, there is a value system in place here, and, you know, we can bridge that divide. And what if that was just as much fun as connecting with all the people who think just like us?
Right?
Yeah.
What if it was just as much fun?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? That's possible, right?
Right, exactly. You know, I began playing that what if game through martial arts.
Oh yeah.
Right? So the punch comes this way. Okay, but what if it comes this way?
Yeah.
What if it comes this way? Yeah. So what if we decide to do it in a better way, where everyone enjoys?
Yeah. Yeah. What if there's
where
not
everyone smiles?
Yeah. What
You
if
know, and now people say, Eugene, you know, you have such a Pollyannic way of looking at life. I go, well, yeah, but do you know how much courage that takes?
Yeah.
Right? To see all the stuff that's out there, but still let me choose to see this is how I want my life experiences to be. Yeah, that's there. I get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do I want to spend my energy on that?
Yeah.
Nah, doesn't feel good.
You know, I hear that all the time too, because it's like, oh, you're what if up, you know, it's like, you're not realistic, and you're, you know, it's like all that kind of thing. And I'm like, if you've ever read the book, have you ever read the book Pollyanna? You ever actually read it?
No, I have not.
Okay, so I'm gonna, for anyone who has that, you know, Pollyanna that gets that label or that gives that label, I challenge you to go online. You can Google it. It's public domain because it's been around for so long, so it's free. It's a little short story. And it is about this, you know, Pollyanna is a character who sees the best in everything. And the thing about that is, by the end of the story, she transforms her community. Wow. So when we use the term Pollyanna, we talk about being unrealistic. But if you were to truly go to the Pollyanna story, it's a story about how our mindset can shift the culture around us and how we can create transformation in the world simply by the way we choose to look at things.
Yeah.
So yeah, call me Pollyanna. I would love that.
Right.
I would love that.
You know, I'm looking up something real fast because I love words. Wow. So the meaning of the name Anna comes from Hannah, the Hebrew, meaning favor or grace or beautiful. Pollyanna.
Pollyanna. I love it. Favored or grace or beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What if that's where our thoughts come from, is from that Anna consciousness.
Right. You know, many ways to experience favor and grace and all of that.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah, then that would be me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say yes to it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Okay. That might be my next t-shirt, is just Pollyanna.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. I am.
Yep, absolutely.
I am that.
I am that, comma, I am.
I am that.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Mendhi, is there a way where people can contact you?
Yeah, so best way to reach out and connect is really through our What If Up website. So it's whatifup.com. And we're launching with the new year a new community site. So different levels of it, but you can check it out and see, if you'd like to have support in staying, positive and seeing. Sometimes it's easy, and sometimes we're in a situation where it's like, well, okay, well, I can see how that would apply to something else, but it doesn't apply to this.
Right.
And there's something about coming together with other people that are in different places on the journey, where sometimes when I can't see it, if I can reach out to you and say, Eugene, can you help me? Because I'm not seeing a way through, that you can help me create the possibilities. So that's what we're doing, is building a community of people where we're positive, we are uplifting each other, and when we get stuck, we're reaching out and saying, hey, I need a little help right here, and we're here for you.
Good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. I just sent you a quick chat real fast. Good. So I have been on this. Let me do this again. This has been Real Conversation, Real Talk with Eugene and Mendhi Audlin. Spell your last name for me.
So it's Mendhi is Mendhi, and
Right.
Audlin is Audlin. So you can go to my website too if you're my MendhiAudlin.com is more speaking engagements and things like that. But you can find more that way. So yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Eugene.
Oh, you're welcome, Mendhi. And I will be seeing you around, all right?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Peace.